Again, my apologies. Not sure what's going on with stream. I have a hotspot and a stream. They both seem strong, but I'm having difficulties with the connection with YouTube. So it might be on their end because I don't think it's on this end. So again, my apologies. I'm gonna try to get through this lesson. I'm in Genesis, the 26th chapter, and I'm gonna pick it up at verse 4 because here he tells, he confirmed that covenant with Abraham and Isaac. And he tells him what he was going to do and why he's going to do it. In verse 4, it says, "And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and I will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed." And it says, "Because that Abraham obeyed my voice, kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws." Right? So we read in Psalms the 19th division, right? That, we read about the universal revelation of God. Then we read that his law is perfect, converting the soul. His testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing in the eyes. The commandment of the Lord is pure. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing in the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, making wise, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. Here we read, "Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws." He called him out of the hub of false worship and said, "Walk before me and be thou perfect." Okay. How could he do that had there not been just a straight up standard, a revelation of what God wanted him to do? Okay. See, that has always been there. Just to show you another example of this, we saw with Noah. Let's see another laws of unclean and clean animals. Let's see another example. Let's go to Genesis, the 38th chapter. Genesis, just to show you this. Genesis, the 38th chapter. And we want to pick it up at verse. And if you want to see the laws of clean and unclean, you can go to Leviticus, the 11th chapter, and read that. But Genesis, the 38th chapter, we want to pick it up at verse 7. Because here it said, Judah's firstborn was wicked in the sight of the Lord. Again, how is he wicked if there's no standard of righteousness? The law is the standard. You can't run a red light that does not exist. Okay. So it said the Lord slew him. So was wicked, and the Lord slew him. He killed him. And listen to what Judah tells him. "And Judah said unto Onan, Go in unto thy brother's wife and marry her and raise up seed to thy brother." Why in the world would he do that? Because that's you read Deuteronomy, the 25th chapter, brothers and sisters, verses 5 and 6. That's showing you that's the law, the duty of brothers. If you had a brother that didn't have children and he died, you would take his wife as your own and raise up seed in his name. But we read about that in the Torah that was officially given in the days of Moses, but it was right here. See, so there's always been a standard on how we're to live, but that standard was officially given to a specific people at a specific junction. Let's go to and the Bible tells you that. So we shouldn't think, so we saw it was good back then. Let's see what, prior to it being given, let's see who it was given to, because you got a lot of people making claims on something that's not there. It's a particular position that's not there. Psalms 148 or 147. And we're going to pick it up at verse 19. Psalms 147 and verse 19. It says, "He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation." Now, he hasn't dealt so with any nation, but we should understand that again, peace to everybody that's listening. My apologies for the feed. I think it's on the YouTube's end. I don't think it's on this end for once. So it says, He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. See, now that was a universal revelation. Before that was Israel, but understand, he showed everything to this particular nation. And it's still good even unto this day. Let's go to Matthew, the 5th chapter. Peace to you, Ruth. The 5th chapter, we're going to pick it up at verse 17, Matthew 5 and 17, it says, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Now, this is the Messiah talking. He didn't come to do away with the law. He says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot and one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Now listen to what he goes on to say. He says, ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill. And whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. Now, that's one of the 10 commandments, thou shalt not kill, which should be interpreted as thou shalt not murder. But then he says, but I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hell fire. So he's shining the light on the law. He said, don't even look upon a woman to, he said, it's written, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, don't even look upon a woman to lust after her. That's talking about somebody's wife. Right? Now let's go to, let's see. Because let's go to Romans. See, the law, brothers and sisters, is still good. The law is still good. Let's go to Romans. I think it's the 6th chapter. Because remember, the Christian would say we're under grace now. I think someone said, and it's not on this feed right now, but I think it was when I was trying to stream earlier, are we under mercy now? Yeah, we have grace now, but does that nullify the law? Here Paul tells us who is the one who they erroneously get that we don't have to keep the law from. They misconstrue his words, and Peter said his words are hard to be understood, and those that are unlearned will basically destroy themselves with them. Romans 6 and 1, it says, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Again, shall we continue to sin or transgress God's law because we have the unmerited favor, because we have the grace from God? That it may abound, he said, God forbid. Again, what shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? How you going to continue to sin when you come dead to sin? You should be. See, this is not, the Bible's not telling you from Genesis to Revelation to violate what he's saying. Let's go. We started in Genesis. Let's go all the way to the last book and see if we still need to keep the commandments of God. Because the law was there before it was officially given to Israel. There was always a standard. All right, I'm going to read this and then I'm going to be done because this thing about to go out again. It says in Revelation 22 and 14, blessed are they that do his commandments, for they have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. So in the last chapter, the last book is telling you to keep the commandments. The fundamental principle of this book, life and blessings if you obey, cursings and death if you disobey. And with that, brothers and sisters, so it's my prayer that you were edified.